So think about the times you went to like Portobello or Crammon Beach or something like that. So what can you do at a coastline? Now remember, the coastline is not just the tiny strip next to the water. You have got towns and cities, Bournemouth, Weymouth, yeah, that you can do different things there as well. Aye. So don't just think the coastline is the kind of meter between the sea and the kind of land. Aye. You have got different activities on the coastline that you can do, particularly in major towns and cities. Right, so now we're going to talk about why we find these land uses. Right. So for instance, why do we find walking trails? Aye. Why do we find loads of boats? What is it about Dorset and the Dorset coastline that allows these land uses to take part? So what I want you to do is explain how each of the factors on the screen there allow tourists to take part in these land uses. So what is it about the climate, right, that allows the different land uses we spoke about to take place? For instance, Jamie said kind of using the harbour, boats. See if it is absolutely chucking it down with rain. There's no danger I'm getting on a boat. You know what I mean? The only time I'll have a boat is when I'm in like Saint-Tropez and I get to lie in the front of it and the paparazzi are taking photos of me with all these supermodels surrounding me. Aye, and then I'm on the cover of OK magazine or Heat. I'm not going down to Poole Harbour because it's chucking it down with rain. Do you know what I mean? And you have to wear a winter jacket. Alright, so the climate, what about the climate allows people to go out in their boats and so on? Access by roads, right? Take into consideration Bournemouth, major city. Alright. Features like bays, lagoons, cliffs and beaches, which links into what Steph was saying and Ben was saying surrounding sightseeing as well as the walking trails. There is beautiful sights to see. Again, you've got the towns, so you can talk about the shopping, the kind of tatty shops, buy magnets for your gran. And diversification by farmers, so this is where you're bringing in your knowledge from the cairngorms and glaciation and what can farmers do that's going to attract more tourists. Alright, so a wee explanation on each of them, and the bullet points, 5, give you 2.5 minutes each, 12.5 minutes total. That seem reasonable? Right, let's do it then. Right, so tourism is obviously a land use in Dorset. Other land uses that we can talk about, which was mentioned, were farming. So again, very similar task. How does climate influence farming? How does the landscape? And in brackets, it kind of gives you the landscape. How good is that? And then the soils, right? You won't be able to do too much on the soils until we cover soils, but if there's farming there, you can kind of guarantee that it's going to be good, fertile, thick soil. Yeah? Any questions about that? No, let's do that then. A couple of minutes to do that. Right, just very quickly moving on then. Alright, so we can get this kind of lesson finished. We're going to have a look at quarrying. Alright, again, very similar to that of glaciation. Quarrying happens in Portland Bill. I've showed you that kind of picture earlier, so you can kind of see the type of rock that's there. It is very high quality limestone because of the kind of cliff face and so on. It's very easy to get access to the rock, so it's not super expensive to actually quarry the area. Yeah, the rock is full of joints and bedding planes, so instead of kind of taking, you can get large chunks of rock out at one time, which then means you can kind of carve up and divide up whatever way you want. And basically the limestone is used for construction and the production of both tarmac, road chippings and cement. So you know, anybody ever seen a road getting laid? And they have like, it's called aggregate, and it's loads of chippings of rocks before they put on like the actual tarmac. Yeah, limestone. Alright. And also it's used in cement as well for various different sort of construction needs. Alright. So a wee note on quarrying. and then we'll kind of move on to the impact that these land uses can have, both positive and negative, on the Dorset coastline, which is very, very similar to that of the benefits and kind of negative side in the Cairngorms. And you've got a task that will kind of take you to the end of the period. So on. Alright, so benefits and opportunities. Basically, as I've been saying, kind of using what you've learned during studying the Cairngorms as a glaciated area, what benefits would the land uses bring to Dorset? Jobs, e.g. money and an economy, creating the ... Yeah, local could open small businesses such as farmers could diversify their land, improve transport infrastructure, and also you're going to fill in the rest of these sentences, by the way. Other facilities that locals could use, such as things that tourists could use, improve tourist facilities, locals can get access to that. An increase in house prices because, so there's one of our negatives. Building materials such as, and protection conservation of the landscape by. Yeah. You can also use increased house prices as a positive, depending on how you explain it. Right? So, although it's a negative for locals want to buy kind of houses and second homeowners coming in and driving the price up, that actually benefits the person selling the house. Right? None of you have sold a house yet. In fact, none of you will probably ever buy a house. I probably can't. But I know if I was selling one and somebody says, "Oh, I've lived here my whole life, I'll give you £100,000 for your house," and somebody goes, "I just want to move here so I can come on holiday at the weekend sometimes, I'll give you £150,000. I know what I'm taking. Aye, more money means I can buy a better house elsewhere. Alright, so although it's a negative for the locals trying to stay in the area and buy the houses, it is a benefit and a positive for the person who's selling a house because they ultimately end up with more money for the house. So depending on what the question asks, you can actually spin that as a positive, or if it's a conflicts question, you can spin it as a negative. So a bit like what we've done with the skills work is where Steph mentioned that roads were a great thing due to access, but Danielle spinned it on its head and said, well, it's a negative because it increases pollution in the area and the noise. Alright, so depending on how you explain something, depends on whether it can be a positive or a negative. Yeah, so just keep that in mind when you're writing answers. What I want you to do kind of just after this, I'll just give you kind of, it's going to be one kind of big task, is use the environmental interactions textbooks. So that is not this one, that's the thick one. Good throw. That is the thinner textbook. Alright, that sometimes you always pick up and I'm like, no, that's the wrong one. Well, this date's the right one. Woo! Wow, not any fake enthusiasm. Alright, and then if there is any other opportunities or land uses or benefits that you find in here that we've not discussed, add it into your notes. Yeah, and that'll take us up to the end of the period. I don't mind you chatting to other people as well, working together on this. Oh, did you find anything? I found that one of the land uses is Highland dancing or whatever. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Any questions about that? No questions. So we can get started on that. I'll put that other slide back up then so that you can kind of get started and finish off the sentences. Feel free to use your notes from glaciation. I know it was a while ago. It is kind of like a bit of a refresher. Bringing it back, it is very, very similar. They're both tourist areas. Alright, so there we go.